It's believed that many unemployed tech workers have stopped looking for work after nearly 3 years of a tech job bear market. Experienced and unemployed IT professionals have started looking for work elsewhere. In other words, they've lost hope of being hired. In this video, we examine what this means for you as a job seeker in tech, and based on our analysis, we go over some strategies that can help you gain momentum and get you hired, even in a challenging market. Please watch all the way to the end, as there is a great chance you haven't heard of the strategies I'll mention here today. But first, why should you listen to me? I'm a software engineer with experience in corporate work. I've been an in-office employee, I've worked remotely, I've been hired many times, and I've been laid off a few times. I've had great successes and many failures along my journey. I'm behind this camera not because I'm cooler than you, but because I want to feed my family and find those who connect with this message. If all that sounds good to you, keep watching. How long would you look for a job before you quit searching? It's a question anyone who's been in the job market for multiple months asks themselves. I know it's hard to believe today, but the tech sector was booming with opportunity for nearly a decade before its current slump. In software, for example, if you learn to code, you could get a job with some elbow grease and a polished resume. It didn't matter if you had a degree or any experience. Pass the interviews and you're in. That's how I broke into the industry, and I saw this formula work for others. It was a genuine rags to riches opportunity. If you had the grit to make it happen, you could go from zero to earning six figures writing code. Accordingly, the tech industry was doing so well and needed so many programmers that companies could overlook typical hiring requirements like degrees to fill these jobs. Landing a tech career felt like a hack to escape low-class drudgery. Today, the issue for most people is that despite their skill, experience, and ability, there are few interviews to go around, mainly because there are few jobs. If you're watching this video, I'd assume you already know some part of this. Moreover, when the most experienced professionals stop looking for work in the industry, this situation should raise a large red flag for any tech professional. It's easy to doom loop this topic and say that tech is over, or software engineering is dead. But viewing the job market problem this way is too simple. There are opportunities, but you must be willing to think outside the box. I've studied this tech job market for almost 2 years, and the decrease in demand for tech workers has effectively deprecated the traditional way of getting work. If you're scrolling on LinkedIn, submitting applications and waiting to hear back, you're wasting your time. Traditional job boards have become graveyards for outdated job posts or posts where you compete against 500 to 1,000 other candidates. Features that used to help people get jobs quickly, like one-click apply and easy apply on LinkedIn, are abused and are no longer viable for gaining employment. The application process requires a significant time investment with little to no returns. Companies ghost you, or recruiters are slow to hire, and even getting an interview starts to become a far-fetched idea. Moreover, you've followed all the traditional advice on getting a job and still haven't seen results. Advice like make sure you tailor every resume, write a great cover letter, and reach out to your network. Even advice like making sure you ATS optimize your resume starts to feel outdated and more like a cop-out for a problem out of your control. Applying to work as if this is the only way to do it can lead to stagnation in your job hunting process. This happens to your average candidate, likely leading to many people just giving up and finding work elsewhere. But here is the key question. Why are you looking for work online? If you break down getting a job to its most fundamental principle, what matters isn't how you apply for the job, but that you have the skills to solve a person's problem. If they like you, this person will pay you to solve this problem. That's the core principle. Get in front of the person who has the power to hire you. How you go about doing this is up to you. Practically, this means you can call, text, email, or DM asking about the role you've applied for. As an anecdote, I recently had a student attempt this method, and he was able to get an interview. At the same time, somewhere around 400 other digital applicants were in the ATS waiting line, essentially placed on an indefinite hold for the same job. You'd think recruiters are constantly scanning these systems and picking the best and brightest, but in my experience, They often overlook solid candidates without good reason. So get in front of their faces. You become unignorable. Next, the issue with applying to a corporation is the non-negligible amount of red tape. You have to talk to multiple people for a single job. This creates unnecessary barriers for work you're confident you can do. So how do you crack this issue? The first tip is to go small. The smaller the business, the more likely you are to have a conversation with someone who's a decision maker. In short, small means that you're more likely to talk to the boss instead of a henchman. To get this dynamic in your favor, look at job application sites more likely to connect you with the key decision maker. For example, on Upwork, many jobs are directly posted by the person who will hire you. Not to mention, the competition is less stiff. Secondly, AI has essentially overran most online job application processes. To crack this, send a video introduction of yourself with each application and answer a few questions from the application. A good software for this is Loom. I have no affiliate, it just worked for me. Lastly, be willing to do anything to get attention, even beyond some of the tips I just mentioned. The best thing about a market like this is that the rules for finding work are entirely up to you. It's all on the table. Try new things, experiment, press all the buttons and see which works. But all these tips matter little if you're unsure where the future of tech is heading. That's why I've prepared a free tech industry job report. In this report, I distill hours of research to give you the information you'll need to help you strategize how to position yourself for future financial and career success. To access this report, click the link in the description box below and add your email and see the report instantly at no cost. Otherwise, are you interested in finding out what's happening in today's job market in general? If so, please make sure to watch this video right here. Other than that, thank you for watching. I will see you next time.